Welcome back to Ear Swap, babies.
The last episode.
The last episode of the year.
2022.
We all had a Merry Christmas.
We did.
Opened our presents and didn't drink any more eggnog. And then...
I have not had eggnog since.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
Surprised.
I have a bit of eggnog in my fridge still. Haven't touched it. I'm kind of grossed out by it. I might do it just a little bit on Christmas, which has not happened yet. But everybody's had a Merry Christmas.
Everybody said Santa's already come.
Yeah, Santa's already come. So, welcome to the final episode of 2022. Thank you all for being here the last 4 months, 3 months, however long it's... We started in September.
I've got no sense of time.
So, thanks for watching this year. So, this theme of this episode is the favorite albums of 2022.
2022.
And so, Chayne, what did you throw at me this week?
I threw at you the album Skinty Fia by Fontaines D.C.
That you did.
Mm-hmm.
That you did.
What'd you toss my way?
I did Unlimited Love by the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and this was not the album that I wanted to be your first Red Hot Chili Peppers listen, but...
you nervous?
I couldn't... Yeah, okay. Okay, so I was a little fucked up on eggnog, and
you were pretty gross. You couldn't think.
I couldn't even, think straight, and I was like, I don't even know what came out this year, but this genuinely was my favorite album this year.
Okay.
Because my most played song was White Braids and Pillow Chair off this album.
Interesting.
So, yeah, I can't deny that. I love this album. So I just had to pick it, and we'll see what happens. But we are going to start with Fontaines D.C. Skinty Fia.
So, yeah, a lot of... this is still would have been my favorite pick anyway, but a lot of the albums I thought came out this year came out last year.
Yeah, that happened.
Yeah.
I said that with the Silk Sonic
it's
one.
It's all the same now.
Yeah.
Because, last year, there was a really good Midwife album that came out. There was... few other things. I don't have a list right now, but I don't have the list of the things that aren't applicable.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
Yes.
So this record. What did you like about it? What got you with it?
I immediately heard it and was just like, okay, yeah, I like this, and then listened to it a whole bunch after that.
Okay.
So,
how'd you discover it?
Through Connor.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he played in the shop.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
And he somehow always finds music. He knows everything.
I mean, they're getting a pretty good following. But
are they?
Yeah. This is their third album.
Third album? I think I've seen the name before. Never ever listened to it, but yeah.
I like their other albums too.
Yeah, obviously it's the first one I've listened to. Mm-hmm. Are they Irish?
They're Irish. Yeah, they're from, I believe, Dublin.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
You did pick up on the...
I picked up on the accent.
The accent, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, pretty immediately. That album cover reminds me of an Einstürzen Neubauten cover where there's a donkey with its dick coming. Have you ever seen that?
Mm-mm.
I don't know if I
don't know how to spell that.
Einstürzen Neubauten?
Einstürzen...
look up Blixa Bargeld. He's the guitar player from Nick Cave, Bargeld, from the Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds. Then just put an E after his name. So Blixa Bargeld.
Well, I found the band. Oh, okay.
So
yeah, it's just a horse and there's just jizz coming out of it.
Yeah, so I immediately thought of that when I seen the album cover.
I've never heard of this band before.
Oh, that shit's pretty cool, man.
What is it?
It's really fucked up
noise industrial.
Rock. They were banned from America to play because they brought out they were doing jackhammers on the stage in Chicago and brought out a jet engine one time and it started sucking up things from the stage, and
that's very dangerous.
Yeah, they wouldn't bring stuff to shows. They would just go to a scrapyard and find stuff and then go play a show.
That's wild.
Yeah,
that's like that. There's a Japanese artist that did similar things to that. He drove a bulldozer through one of his concerts.
Really?
Yeah,
that's sick.
I have no idea what his name is.
Hopefully he didn't kill anybody. Interesting. An Einstürzen episode would be good. That'd be a good one.
Hannah Tarash. It's a band.
Are they still a thing?
No.
I figured.
I don't think so.
Probably in jail for bulldozing.
I don't think they killed anybody.
Okay.
84 to Okay, they're active 84 to 98,
Wow.
unconfirmed.
Unconfirmed.
It's very crazy. They had Notorious live for their dangerous live shows, yeah.
Wow.
An excavator, not a bulldozer. An excavator. Yeah, they would they apparently cut including the lead guy cutting a dead cat in half with a machete, strapping a circular saw to his back, and almost cutting his leg off. And he destroyed part of the venue. Yeah. That's pretty cool.
God.
Yeah.
That's fucking nuts.
Danger music is the genre.
Danger music. Yeah. That's going to be my next endeavor. Danger music.
Okay. We didn't say anything about this record.
Yeah, so Skinty Fia.
Skinty Fia. Did you look up anything about the name?
I didn't. Not one thing.
Not a single thing.
I listened to the album instead. But but it translates to the damnation of the deer.
Damnation of the deer. Did you just Google that?
I happened to read it while I was sitting here and realized it was on my page.
So it's kind of like an Irish curse, like a curse word.
Oh. Mm-hmm. Hopefully we're going to get demonetized.
Yep. I don't think we will. But
all that money we're making.
Yeah, we're not saying the word. Just list them all out. We're not saying the C word that makes us get flagged for certain things.
Oh, yeah. I know what that is.
Or the V word. We don't talk about those.
Yeah,
on here.
We don't talk about that. Mm-mm. But this does have to do with elk.
They're not going to find out that you're against the V words. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anti-V words.
Anti-V worder.
Anti-V worder. Pro-V worder.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I guess I should ask, what do you think about this
record?
record?
That's what we're here for.
That's why we're here to talk about this.
What I thought of this record, literally what you said, that you listened to it, immediately liked it, I was the same way. This is my favorite album you've recommended me since Pedro the Lion.
Dang.
Yeah.
I honestly didn't expect that from you. I never know what to freaking expect from you, though. You're all over the place.
I know.
Okay.
Every song on this album's good. It's a perfect 10 songs. Every song has a particular beautiful thing about it. The guitar playing is very excellent. The vocal style is cool. The fucking opener, I don't know how to pronounce that.
Yeah. In our Go Dio. Which that's got an interesting story too, but we'll get into that.
But when that drum beat comes in, at that hearing that start and that drum beat came in, it's almost like a break beat kind of drum. It's not what you would expect, and it was so cool, man. I loved it. Yeah,
I love that song because you don't know where it's going. You don't know what's gonna come when you first listen to it.
Yeah, and
then it gets to that, and it's just they nailed it. I think. The first song I heard was "Jackie Down the Line."
Yeah, that's a good one too.
Which I think was the single, which is probably why I heard it first.
Which I hadn't looked at what singles were released. I would have not picked that song as the first single.
Really?
I would have picked Big Shot, honestly. I thought it was cool. And How Cold Love Is really cool. But they're all really cool songs. I think, honestly, all of them are single worthy. They're all really good songs.
It's a good record. Obviously, I think that.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I think it just as well. I think I liked Big Shot a lot. Good guitar parts. I like the lyrics. I like How Cold Love Is too. And I like that there's also a song called I Love You. And kind of
that was the second single as well.
Yeah, I thought that was cool. They had two of those, but kind of talking about love. How cold love is.
Yeah.
It's cool.
I put that on my playlist to play during the reception at my wedding.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was playing.
That's rad.
Yeah, we put a bunch of songs that were inappropriate.
I know. We're why aren't people dancing to all this Midwest emo? What the fuck?
Why does nobody want to dance to Rock and Roll McDonald's? I don't understand. Yeah. They weren't supposed to dance, but.
Well.
Yeah, the only song that I think really I'm not going to say it doesn't fit, but it doesn't sound like any of the rest of them was The Couple Across the Way, which I like that song. That's the one that's accordion.
Accordion, yeah. And it's fucking jarring when it goes to Skinty Fia because that's a pretty uppity song.
So is Roman Holiday, the one before it.
Yeah.
So it's like crammed between two of their fastest songs. I'd say, but.
You would think they'd put it like 9 and 10 or something like that. But it is cool they put it. I thought that was an odd choice for album order. Not that I thought it was a bad choice though, because I thought it was like usually you can hear certain records, you're like, yeah, that makes sense. But then this one, I was like, yeah, that doesn't make sense, but I like that they did it. Yeah. You know, and I think it's cool because it did make me kind of think like, I wonder why they did that. Mm-hmm. So, really
just reading stuff about this record is it. At least what I can gather from it, this was the first one they recorded in England rather than in Ireland, and they moved there. And a lot of the songs are about them being Irish, and I think they were in London. I'm not positive about that, but
yeah, about being Irish. People are proud to be Irish,
dude.
If you're from Ireland, you're like proud to be Irish.
They've been through a lot, man.
Yeah,
like that's man, just the British and the Irish, the Troubles.
Yeah,
I will not do it justice, so we're not really going to get into that stuff.
I quite frankly don't know shit about it, but
you should. I'll send you some stuff. There's some.
Well, I did. You know, I was at the Cosmosphere, right? I went there back in the summer sometime, and we watched a documentary on Ireland while we were there, and Liam Neeson narrated it, and it was in one of those big like.
Do you think he pisses his pants? Because he pisses his pants all the time.
Apparently, but it was really fascinating talking about like they were talking about like younger generation Ireland people and like them kind of revitalizing the music culture. It was actually heavily about music.
Interesting.
Which was kind of cool.
At the Cosmosphere. Was it also in the salt mines in Hutchinson, Kansas? Shout out Hutchinson.
Yeah, Kansas.
It's fine.
You know, I've never been to the salt mines. I've lived here my whole life.
I want to.
We should go.
We should definitely go.
We should just start setting up the podcast in the salt mines next to the Friends.
That'd be cool.
All the Friends memorabilia that's down there.
Disney stuff.
Yeah, all the Marvel.
So... yeah, back to the record.
Yeah,
so that first one that I'm not going to try to pronounce it again because I'm not going to do a good job. But it's
in our good go nailed it.
Yes. So that's actually about a woman from Coventry, England, who she was older, and when she died, her family wanted to commemorate her Irish heritage by using those words, which kind of means "in our hearts forever" is like the easiest way to translate that, I guess.
Oh, that's cute.
But the Church of England was like, "You're not putting Irish words in our cemetery," and they wouldn't let them do it, just because they don't like Irish.
Why they got to be like that? You know,
I don't know, man.
It doesn't have to be like that, but you know.
And that was 2 years ago. That wasn't like
that was 2 years ago.
That was recent, yeah. Which is just like, yeah.
That's fucked up.
Don't mean to be controversial, but the Irish have been very mistreated by the British. So,
fucking British, man.
Fuck the British. I think we can take that stance here. I don't think we have any British listeners.
Well, I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know. We're definitely going to have some British. I mean, we have.
Well, our next episode is very
British, which. Not their best foot forward, I don't think, for people-wise.
Yeah, for sure. So, I mean,
yes,
but the Irish, they've gone through it.
Yes, yeah. So that's what that song is about. Big Shot is about them, you know, getting success in their music and how they feel about that. And how it's kind of difficult being successful. I think. Like, learning how to process that. How Cold Love is I think it's about loving somebody with addictions, is what they said.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Jackie Down the Line is, I'm just trying to remember what I've read. I can't remember what that term means. Jackie Down the Line.
I was thinking Jackie from that 70s show. Jack is colloquially
associated with selfishness. So I will hurt you, I'll desert you. I am Jackie down the line. Then later on he says, I'm one jacking of a line, which is different. Word, which is a derogatory term used for somebody from Dublin.
Oh. Very Irish.
So they're very, very Irish. Yes.
I like the lyrics to to Big Shot and How Cold Love Is. How Cold Love Is definitely, it seems like it's about people loving somebody with the addiction. Because like the lyrics, they sit in their room, they all consume, they fall in their bed, they want to go dead. That's some heavy shit.
For sure. Their songs get stuck in my head so hard. They're like this special kind of catchy that I don't hear a lot anymore, I feel like. It's been a while since I've listened to a record, and it's just like I have the songs just continuously going through my head. And like you said, all of them. Yeah. I think they're all like excellent.
I didn't think there was one bad song in this album, genuinely. I was like, this is a good, perfect 10 songs, perfect length of time.
45 minutes.
Yeah. Like, it wasn't, there was no fluff. It was all just a very well put together album, and every song there wasn't a song that sounded like another one. I felt it had the obviously the energy of the band, but they all had their own thing. Like when I went back and kind of kept listening to it, I was like, oh, this is that song that does that thing. That's really fucking cool, Yeah. It kind of happened like that a lot, which was really cool. I haven't listened to an album that kind of felt that way in a long time.
For sure.
So this was like I said, one of my favorite listens I've had on the show.
That. I'm glad you liked it.
Yeah. 15 episodes in and got one I really love. There's been a couple.
There's been a few you liked.
But this one's been one of the top. And we just did a top 10. This is going to be on my top 10 for
unless I
the other 10 episodes.
Pulled some really sweet stuff out.
You might.
I might.
Well, apparently it's surprising what I like, so who knows?
That's true. I never know what's going to
I don't either.
There are 2 people named Connor in this band.
Interesting. I wonder if they both wear hot dog suits.
I don't know. Every musician I meet is basically just Connor. So it's like, I wouldn't be surprised. But
they wear hot dog suits. That'd be cool.
Yes.
I'm going to change my name to Connor.
You should.
Yeah. I'm going to do that. That's a good idea.
I'm going to also change my name to Connor.
And this can be the Connor Show.
The Connor Show without Connor.
Without Connor.
Without the original. Yeah. Yeah. I don't really know what all to say about this other than I really, really like this album.
It's a simply great album. Good.
This one, I just bought it on vinyl, partially for the show, but also because I'm like, I'm going to listen to this a lot.
Did you buy it recently?
Yes, I just got this. So.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
So they consider this genre post-punk. Is that what you would consider it?
Sure. That's such a wide genre that I think it fits in there somewhere.
It's kind of got that post-punk thing, which I like a lot.
I'm sure you could get in and like be like, oh, it's like a dreamo something. And I was like, I don't even know what any of that means anymore.
I don't either, but the great record. I mean, it's easier to talk about an album when it's good. It's shorter. Like you don't have as much to say because you're kind of.
It's almost harder because it's just like, I liked it. Go listen to it.
Yeah, it's a great record. I don't have any big qualms. I think out of all of the records I've heard in a while, like this one, I was like, holy shit, this is killer.
This is, I mean, they're getting pretty well known. I think they have over 1 million plays a month on Spotify now.
No kidding.
But they are definitely a band to keep watching. I think they said in an interview I was reading that they wanted to make 3 great albums, and they just finished their 3rd, and they're like, I don't know what to do now.
Yeah.
Because they compared it to some other band. I can't remember which one it was, but
I wonder who made like 3 good albums. Another band that made 3 good albums. Audio Slave.
It was Audio Slave.
It was Audio Slave. They're definitely.
I think I know where that was.
A Hero's Death. Dog Growl. I mean, yeah, this one did pretty tasty, huh?
Apparently, when they first started writing it, they were like, "Oh, this is going to be good." We thought it was going to be really poppy sounding and stuff, and they showed it to their manager, and he said, "Lads, this is the darkest shit you've ever written." Okay, he wanted it to be a final part of a trilogy. Always dreamed as a teenager of making 3 great albums like Nirvana had.
Nirvana.
That was my ambition. So now that we've done that, I don't really mind what we do. And that was Connor Deegan, the bassist.
Interesting.
Wait, yes.
Nirvana.
One of the Connors.
Nirvana did make Bleach, Nevermind, and In Utero, all very good records.
Mm-hmm.
But
which honestly, I've never sat and listened to all the way through one.
Really?
I've just heard so much Nirvana that I never really.
You've probably heard mainly Nevermind stuff.
Probably.
Their Butch Vig one, but Steve Albini did In Utero, so it's like
okay,
real good. But yeah,
I'm sure I've heard most of it. But
yeah, that's another episode conversation, I reckon. So I want to rank this out of potatoes.
Is that racist?
I don't know. They had the potato famine.
They did.
That's a part, right?
Sure.
Or do we want to do it out of?
I don't know.
Irish coffees?
I love potatoes.
I love potatoes too.
I don't love Irish coffees.
Really?
No, I don't drink.
No, I don't mean Irish coffees. Like they make like non-alcoholic.
No,
Irish
I don't
cream.
like the flavor of that.
I don't even know what the flavor is.
That flavor is like fake alcohol.
Oh. That's probably why I like them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't like the flavor of fake whiskey. Nope.
I feel like I've had Irish coffee, like at coffee shops, but without the alcohol. Shit, hopefully I haven't had one with alcohol. I don't think I have.
It's generally whiskey, coffee, and sugar.
Right. So. And I did used to drink those
I mean, they make like
all the time.
Monin syrups that are like Irish cream.
Yeah, like Irish cream.
I don't like that stuff.
Interesting. I mean, that doesn't surprise me, but we're drinking grade A coffee. Hey, what's the coffee we're drinking tonight?
We're drinking Private Select again.
Yep.
Yeah. It's the first sip is pretty awful, but then you get used to it really fast. So.
And I bought this giant bag, so I've been having to really.
Yeah, it's been a while since we had it last. So it's still the same
and I make it almost every day, and I still haven't gotten completely through it. All right, well, I'll just rank it out of the potatoes.
Yeah, you can do potatoes. I don't think we mean anything derogatory by that. I love a potato. So
Americans love potatoes. Potatoes are great because there's so many great forms. You know?
Yeah. Mr. Sausage just did a French fry ranking.
I haven't watched that one yet.
On ordinary sausage.
Link in the description.
It's very good. Link in the description.
We're big ordinary sausage fans.
That's all I do.
Shayne got me hooked on that one. Mm-hmm. Great show.
All right, how many potatoes?
I'll do 5 potatoes out of 5.
Dang, perfect score.
Perfect score. It's an album I will come back to. And I was listening to it at work one time, and I was like, taking pictures for the website. I had a guitar, and I was sitting there, and Big Shot came on. I figured out the guitar part while I was back there, just listening to it.
Nice.
It was a good guitar part, so it was fun to hear that.
If you cover it sometime, I know a lot of people in Wichita that would love that.
I'll only do it if you sing it. You have to come up on stage.
Accent?
Yeah.
I'll try.
Yeah. Big Shot, baby. Yeah, you got to do that.
No offense.
That'd be it. That'd be perfect.
I'll make fun of Australian accents all day long. I don't know about it.
Irish.
I'll make fun of Irish. I'll make fun of any accents in the privacy of my own home.
That's right.
So,
Okay. What would you rank it?
I'd give it a 5.
Yeah.
It's my favorite one of the year.
Yeah.
It's my favorite album of 2 years, maybe. So.
Yeah. It's one of the best albums, new albums I've heard in a long time. Yeah. For sure. Yeah.
This is a band, I'd love to see them live. I don't know if they
That'd be
are
great.
touring anywhere near here anytime soon, but I'd love to see them live.
That'd be great. That'd be so much fun.
It'd be a good one.
Okay.
All right. Let's moving on.
The moment y'all been waiting for.
Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Unlimited Love from 2022.
Can I start this off with a one-sentence review?
Yeah.
If you don't like Red Hot Chili Peppers, this album will not change your mind.
That's valid.
Yeah.
So one thing I did notice is this album and Skinty Fia came out in the same month.
Same month.
Both
wow.
in April of 2022.
That's wild.
3 weeks apart.
That's pretty cool.
This one before. So this was and is my favorite album of 2022. I obviously, if you've watched this show at all, I'm a huge Chili Peppers fan. This is not the album I wanted to start Shayne off with, that's for sure. But it's the one that we are starting off with, and there's nothing I can do to change that. So.
I mean, if it's your favorite one of the year, then that's what we're doing.
There ain't no denying that.
So I'm going to probably double down on what I've said before, which is I think they are good musicians, and I think that freak. What's his? I'm losing names. Anthony Kiedis is. I think he ruins it.
Okay, so the thing is about that.
Mm-hmm.
The Chili Peppers are John, Flea, Chad, amazing musicians.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Anthony Kiedis has always been the least talented. He does have a way of melody and stuff, but the problem with that is like without,
I don't like his way of melody though.
But without Anthony Kiedis, they wouldn't be the Chili Peppers. That's kind of the thing. Like they wouldn't. He's not like a replaceable person, even though he's the least talented. So I mean, that's my thought on that.
Okay. Which I guess is why I don't really like this album. I'm also like, okay, John Frusciante's guitar playing, excellent.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there were, let's call it 2.5 songs that I thought were okay. Out of 17 freaking songs.
And they had another album come out this year that's the same amount.
That's insane.
Isn't that wild? So what were the 2.5 songs you liked?
So The Heavy Wing was the one that I enjoyed the most.
That's a good one.
Because
he has a chorus.
He has a chorus. It doesn't sound like Chili Peppers either.
Yeah.
And I what I liked about it is the break in the song, and then that goes into the guitar solo.
Yeah.
That part's sick. I did like that. Tangelo, the last song, Tangelo, I thought that was okay.
That's weird.
It's weird that I was like okay with that one. It might have also been that I was like, oh, the record's over. And I liked I think it was the Great Apes, like the intro and everything.
Yeah.
And if we just took the vocals out of it, I think I'd like it.
Superstars go do the dishes. You don't like that lyric?
Okay. Well, I was listening to it and I was like, maybe I just don't like his vocal styling. Maybe I should focus on the lyrics. Don't focus on the lyrics.
Oh,
They're
no.
stupid.
Yeah.
They're all stupid on this.
He's got particular things. Sometimes I feel like he can nail it, but he really pushes it with the word word structure and things he puts together.
Yeah. I think it was on Here Ever After. His vocals reminded me of Weird Al doing a parody of Bob Dylan. There's a song called Bob.
Yeah.
Off of Poodle Hat, I think. Which I know. I
love
know
that you know. I love that you know the album too.
Yep. And it's just kind of.
She's the kind of girl who makes you wanna.
It wasn't the chorus part of it. It was like the verses that sounded like it to me. But
really,
yeah.
I was listening to that song before you got here, and I was dancing to it. Love it. Okay, so my thing, the songs that you kind of brought up are some of my favorites. I don't love every song on this album. Mm-mm. I think Not the One and Poster Child are some of the worst songs they've made.
Poster Child hurt my brain. It was like they were trying to do the freaking this is the end of the world as we know it by who did that one? Bare Naked Ladies.
Yeah.
And then We Didn't Start the Fire by who did that one?
Beats me.
Billy Joel.
It
was like they were trying to do their version of that.
Poster Child was way too long. There's too many fucking verses.
It's also, I hated it. I hated it.
That song, I don't.
It was like. I listened to the entire album all the way through only one time. I went back and listened to parts of all of them. Mm-hmm. Did not listen to any of that ever again, except to show people how bad it was, which I did do.
Poster Child is one of my least favorites. Great Apes, I think, is actually a really, really one of the coolest Chili Pepper songs for me. I love It's Only Natural. She's a Lover. These Are the Ways Grew on Me. What You Thinking I like. But The Heavy Wing was the one. The Heavy Wing and White Braids and Pillow Chair were the two songs when I got this album that I was like, holy shit, this is a very good record. White Braids and Pillow Chair is the most played song I had in all of 2022.
Sing that one for me.
I'm a dingle tiger and I want to rip it out to chat so wide. Just ask me why.
Yeah, I didn't love it.
This pussy willow, baby.
Yo, that's where he hits pussy really hard.
Yeah, he hits pussy willow.
Yeah, I do remember that one now.
Yeah, that's that one. I love it. That guitar part's beautiful.
The guitar playing in this entire record is great.
Yeah.
I don't know much about the drummer Chad Smith.
Chad Smith
He's the one that looks like Will Ferrell. Okay.
Yeah. He's the one that everybody says look like Will Ferrell.
Yeah. He did a good job.
He's a great drummer.
I am not a funk guy.
Right.
I'm not that into it. And while I think Flea is a very good bass player, very, very good bass player, there were certain times where I was like, I hate the tone of this bass. It almost sound like I'm okay with like a raw sound, but it was like almost like strings were buzzing while he's playing.
So,
and I know he's doing like a lot of like slapping and stuff. But
well, the thing is, this album was the first time I've heard his bass tone like that, and that was something that stuck out to me. His bass tone is not ever.
It's not. It doesn't.
He switched
like
to like Ampeg SVTs. He used to play Gallion Kruger stuff, and he had like a different tone. This album is the first time it sounded like as raw.
Yeah.
And this album is pretty raw production wise.
Yeah.
Like it's pretty simple.
Which
pretty
I can
bare
get
bones.
down with that. Like, that doesn't bother me normally. It's just there were certain times where it's like that doesn't sound as good as it could have.
Yeah, I thought that was an interesting choice. I know there was a lot of expectation on John Frusciante coming back, which I've seen them live on this tour. Best time I've seen them 5 times.
Okay.
And the Unlimited Love songs live are very, very good.
Okay.
And my brother agrees with me. We were just talking about this last night, that he doesn't love this record, right? I really like this record, but seeing them live, he was like, those Unlimited Love songs live, which they played Here Ever After, These Are the Ways, Black Summer, and that they played the Heavy Wing live, which was fucking, it's so good live, and they do it in their encore. And, they just gave John Frusciante a chorus, which he's the better singer in this band, so.
Yes. Also, like, I feel like he took the back seat, which that's also the style of funk, I guess. Funk is very bass heavy.
Yeah.
There were a few times where I was like, all right, Flea, let's just let somebody else take a turn of playing.
I think
just you don't need to be jamming the whole time. I think personally, also, I'm not a funk guy.
So
it's what it comes down to.
This record, there's a lot of reasons I didn't want this to be your first listen, because it's very much like John didn't want to be like Stadium Arcadium, the album, his last album he did before he quit.
Yeah.
Fucking massively guitar heavy. It's all guitar. Every song has a guitar solo. There's a guitar solo section in the song Turn It Again on that record that has 26 guitar tracks. So it's super, and he said he wanted to simplify a lot of that on this one, because he plays electronic music now. Like that was what he was doing. He hadn't really been doing band setting stuff, and he's releasing a new record here soon that's just like very not structured stuff, because that's all he's been doing.
Yeah.
And so it's very different John Frusciante, but it is very John Frusciante. I'm a huge fan of The Getaway and I'm With You, which are the 2 records before this with Josh Klinghoffer, which is a hot take, but I think Josh pushed them in a direction. Like they sound very much like them with John, but they don't really get outside of that, I feel like, as much. Like they have a good chemistry, they have their thing. But I really like The Getaway, which was the album that came out in 2016. And that's a really good record. This probably would have been the bottom of my list of albums to recommend you from the get-go. But there is going to be another Chili Peppers album that I would like to recommend you in the future. But I did like this album upon first listen. I think I think part of it too is like in the last 3 records they've come out with, I've been part of that like release hype and like being on the Reddit page, the Red Hot Chili Peppers subreddit and stuff, and kind of seeing leaks and stuff like that, of the record. I think that also plays into it.
I am all for people being fans of things, and I think it makes your experience better. I think since you're a fan of Red Hot Chili Peppers, you will enjoy this album more. Yeah. And I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, I think because Town and I talked about that last night too, where it was like we both, our youth, our teen years was built, him and I both listening to Chili Peppers and both listening to them on our own, that we spent a lot of summer nights jamming the Chili Peppers, so that's like a really meaningful band for us. And he's a huge fan, but I'm like nerdy huge fan of this band, and they're not even my favorite band. Yeah. They're just one of those that like I knew I could predict the set list when they change up their set list, but I could tell by like guitar sounds. Like I remember John like hit his just a percussive note on his guitar with the delay pedal. I was like, oh, it's Don't Forget Me. And my brother would just look at me and I go, oh, shit, this is going to be good. Just like super nerdy.
Such a nerd, man.
Such a nerd for it. But I have a question for you.
Yes.
Were you... So you listened to John Frusciante to record Only Water for 10 Days on episode 1.
Yes.
Is it? Do you find it interesting from what you remember from that record, how vastly different like that album is to this, or do you kind of see his influence pretty heavy on this too?
I mean, I think it was more shocking going from just knowing who Red Hot Chili Peppers were to listening to that record.
Yeah.
That was more surprising than the other way around.
Yeah.
And like by that time, I like knew he's a good guitarist. So like, I do like his guitar playing on this record.
Yeah.
I just don't like the record. So
yeah, I feel like Anthony Kiedis can make it hit or miss on some of the albums. I know that's always been a qualm with you. Is I just don't like Anthony Kiedis. Every
decision he makes vocally, it makes me cringe. Every time he starts going, I'm just like, oh man, like the song was going good, and then that happened. I don't know.
Well,
I don't like the talk rapping stuff he does. Like I don't even know how to describe his vocal styles.
It's definitely Anthony Kiedis.
Not into it.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's I think it's a good record. I think if you're a Chili Peppers
fan, you're into it. I'm glad you like it.
I like it. I mean, I spent a lot of money on this vinyl.
Yeah, for sure.
And I'm glad I did. But
also, Anthony Kiedis is 60 years old.
Yeah, they're old balls.
And they're all, yeah, I mean.
Flea's 60.
Flea's 60.
John's the youngest.
Yes. Okay, they're almost the same age as the band we're going to cover next.
Oh, yeah. That's a good point, because they were both around at the state. They started in 1983.
That's wild. Yeah, that's weird to think about. I looked that up and I was like,
yeah.
Should we just release what we're going to talk about next time? Or we want to save that till the end?
We'll save it till the end.
See if you can guess. Write down in the comments, and then we'll just take your...
this is an honor system.
Yeah, we'll just take your word that you got it right.
Yeah.
So...
but there's so much... The Chili Peppers in themselves, they've been a band for almost 40 years, right?
That's wild.
Which is a really fucking long time, and that's really hard to be a band that long. Granted, they've had a lot of lineup changes. At the core of it, it's Anthony Kiedis and Flea, but Chad has stuck around with them since 1988. So he's been in there for a while. He's a fantastic drummer. He... Actually, a huge inspiration for me on my drumming is Chad Smith. I used to drum to the Chili Peppers records, and his feel was always like really cool to me. John's a huge influence on my guitar playing, probably like the most so of him and like Dwayne Dennison and Andy Gill and a lot of those guys. Were all like really big influences on my playing, but John really like shot me into like understanding notes and note structure and stuff. So I love his guitar playing, I really do. But this record, a lot of Chili Peppers fans liked it. I think non-Chili Peppers fans are like, wow, they're old, which is just kind of the case. Which you had asked me recently that on the show if I thought the Chili Peppers, if you said they'd ever have like another golden era, and I was like, no, I don't think they will.
I don't think they will.
They're just kind of chilling. Like if they want to make records. John's just going to leave the fucking band again at some point because he's already left twice. So.
I like Flea's acting.
Yeah, Back to the Future 2.
Big Lebowski.
Big Lebowski, Son-in-Law with Pauly Shore.
He was in Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Really? I didn't know that one.
And the remake of Psycho? What the heck?
Oh, with Vince Vaughn?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's wild. Rugrats go wild.
Oh, and he's
Donnie Thornberry. Okay.
Yeah, I was going to say, he does the voice.
I had no idea that's cool.
Yeah. He does a lot of that. He was in Book of Boba Fett.
A lot of stuff. Was he?
Yeah.
Who did he play?
He's one of the henchmen that captures Princess Leia. Or Obi-Wan.
Oh, okay. I was going to say,
Obi-Wan Kenobi, that's the show he's in. Thundercats and Book of Boba Fett.
Oh, yeah, I know that.
And then Flea's in Obi-Wan.
Book of Boba Fett was terrible.
Oh, horrible show.
That was such a bad show.
Disney missed the mark.
So bad that I have not talked myself into watching Obi-Wan yet.
Obi-Wan's good. I liked it. Kenobi, whatever it's called.
I don't know.
Yeah, but Flea's in Kenobi.
Yeah.
He is. He's been an actor for a while. But I like this record. I don't think it's a 10 out of 10, though. It's not my favorite Chili Peppers record, but I definitely listen to it.
And like while listening to it, I was like, there's no way this is like their best stuff. So,
no.
Anthony Kiedis sounded kind of bored at times, I thought. Like he just seemed like he wasn't putting himself into it.
Well, the problem I think they had, because they released an album in October, so this year they've released 2 records this year.
That's too much.
And I think what happened is they recorded so much fucking music. I think they said they recorded over like 50 songs, right? So that's a lot of like lyrics. That's a lot of like focusing on material and like. But John rejoined right before the old C word happened. And so they were just cooped up in a studio, and when they have John in the band for whatever fucking reason, they just shit out music, like so much music. It's a different dynamic where with Josh, they had a hard time like getting records out for whatever reason.
Huh.
So I think just him being overstimulated with a lot of it was part of it. But sometimes it hits, sometimes it doesn't. But it's kind of that overstimulating. Like I haven't really listened to Return of the Dream Canteen all that much. Couple songs I like on it, but I like the simplicity and the raw production on this style. But I will say Return of the Dream Canteen is definitely more experimental. And they recorded all of this shit all at once. Like that was all in one session with Rick Rubin. And I think they like working with Rick Rubin because he doesn't tell them what to do, really. He just kind of is a hands-off producer for the most part. As far as I've heard. Like, Corey Taylor was pissed they paid him all this money to do a Slipknot record because he barely fucking showed up, and they paid him like $250,000 or something crazy. But he's got his name on some good records. But yeah, I'd give this record for me like a 7.5 out of 10. You know, not my favorite Chili Peppers record, not their best work, but
7.5 out of 10 potatoes.
Yeah, 7.5 potatoes. I'm curious what you'll give it.
I'll give it a 2 out of 10. Yeah. I don't like this record.
I could have expected
don't like
that
it
one.
At all. I mean, not at all. There's parts I liked, like I said. But
I knew as soon as it came out of my mouth last episode, I was like, he's not going to fucking like that record.
No.
I just know it.
Which is fine.
Fine. We're not.
I didn't expect to like it, really.
I
didn't have a huge expectation. Because honestly, it's been a long time since I've listened to any Chili Peppers song aside from anything you've played in your car.
Yeah.
And so, like, I had kind of forgotten what I didn't like about it, but then I was able to rediscover what I didn't like about it. So
instead of rediscovering you like it.
Yeah. There's something true.
Yeah.
About that. There's something.
Well,
there's something nice about finding something you just don't like.
Yeah.
Honestly,
it's
fine.
Reinforced your opinion on them at the
moment.
It
was hard to get through this record. It's also fairly long. It's like
it's 17. It's like 76 minutes, I think.
Yeah,
is what
hour
it says.
13. So yeah, 73.
Yeah, 73. That's
and
hefty.
it did not need to be that long. Like I feel like they could have cut a bunch out of this, and it would have been fine.
I thought like Let 'Em Cry is not a good one. I don't like that one. Or One Way Traffic.
Oh, I hated One Way Traffic.
One Way Traffic's one of my
that's
least
awful.
favorite Chili Pepper songs in a while. Veronica is okay. Yeah, Heavy Wing I think is one of the best songs they've written. Like I think that's top tier Chili Peppers, honestly.
It's just, like not even close to being their most played off this record either.
No. No, not at all. But fans love the Heavy Wing. Because it's just John Frusciante just singing that chorus and it sounds killer.
I think that's why
it's
like
good.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that like okay, if you don't like the Chili Peppers, listen to that one song, and just appreciate that one song, and it's good.
And it's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
so you gave it 2 out of 10. I gave it a 7.5 out of 10.
Yes.
Let's move on to episode 16, which is a single pick. So Shane and I are going to listen to the same album. So if you guessed the band that might have started around the same time as the Chili Peppers, congrats.
And it's British, because we talked about that.
We talked about the British.
The Brits.
The Brits. So, Shane, would you like to say what it is?
We're going to be covering the Smiths.
That's right.
Hatful of Hollow, which is not an album, but it's kind of an album. Because it came out before a lot of the stuff that the songs were later on, right?
Yeah. Some of them are like early versions.
It's like weird.
It is a weird one, and I'm aware of that. But I seen it, and I thought it would have been kind of a cool one to go for because there is some like session recordings, and there's one song on there that I really fucking love.
Okay.
So from before I kind of heard it in passing, I was like, well, that's cool. So, we're going to do the Smiths Hatful of Hollow for the next episode, which is the first episode of 2023. we're going to be talking the Smiths and Morrissey, baby.
Smiths and Morrissey, everybody's favorite person.
Yeah, he's awesome.
He's our bro.
Yeah, big bro. So thank you for watching this year. If you haven't already, we do have some merch over at earswappod.bandcamp.com/merch. You can grab a shirt or a sticker.
Mm-hmm. Or just hit us up. We can get you that stuff too.
We can get you that stuff. So we have that. We got episodes coming out every week. And let us know what you think. Do you like the Chili Peppers?
Yeah. Also, let us know what your favorite albums are of the year down in the comments.
Yes.
Do you have any others? I did actually bring another one that I thought.
I don't think I have any others, honestly.
Honorable mention is Chat Piles.
We've talked about them a lot.
God's Country. Very good. Very good. I'm going to make you listen to this at some point.
Okay.
That was one of my other one. I also listened to the new Primitive Man quite a bit if you're into like Doom.
They played in Wichita.
I believe it.
I think I played that show.
Really? They're good. Their new one, Insurmountable.
I did play that show.
Very good. They're from Denver, so they probably played.
Yeah, I played.
So yeah,
if
you're into doom metal, they're pretty cool.
Yeah, Primitive Man.
Man. I liked the Becoming the Archetype record. I don't even know the name of that.
Yeah, I didn't really have a whole ton of new music that I was digging on this year.
Well, we listened to so much other music that we had to listen to for the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Children of the Great Extinction was the Becoming the Archetype
Oh,
album.
okay.
Which is like their comeback album.
Well,
kinda, so.
I will say with full honesty, this is probably my favorite album of 2022 over this one after listening to it. So I highly recommend Skinty Fia. So Chayne won this battle. This is a fucking incredible record.
It's good. Go listen to it.
You should
listen
absolutely listen to
A Hero's Death, I think is their other one that came before this.
Yeah.
And they had one called Dog Roll before
that.
So I like everything they've put out.
Cool band to get into. Mm-hmm. And it is definitely the better record of 2022. If this is
Fontaines D.C. Their name came from The Godfather.
Oh.
I think it's Johnny Fontaine or one of those characters. But then they found out there's another band called Fontaines. So they added D.C., which stands for Dublin City.
Oh, look at that.
I got some trivia up here.
Good job.
This band that not a ton of people know about.
Yeah.
All right. These are going on the ground. I'm sorry. All right. Let's wrap up the show.
All right. Well, we'll see you guys next week on the first episode 2023, and thank you for watching in 2022. We'll see you next year.
Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Happy New Year. Sorry for stinking up your house every time I come in here.
God. Oh, my God.
Dude, it's bad. I'm sorry.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I almost puked when I first smelled it.
Yeah, it's bad. I don't know what's going on.
Rockin'! And we will rock you.
There's
a fucking hair in my coffee. I can see it.
It's probably mine.
This episode goes out to Daryl.
Rest in peace, sweet fishy.
Sweet fishy. You just forget about me like that? We see each other every week.
I got legit orders coming through. Oh.
Did you like that? Oh, that's a good one.
Good one.
Oh, shit. I swallowed too soon. Hold on. Said that before.
How do you swallow too soon?
You swallow.
I gave Nadia the official title of #1 fan.
Okay.
She's like, take that, Greg.
Hey, thank you for watching that full episode. If you liked it, we also have ear swap clips, and we also have some ear swap merch. You can see me wearing it. You can get it at earswappod.bandcamp.com. So be sure to check that out. There is a link in the description.
You can look just like this guy.